And I won't even call them unstable. I will call them radicalized. And
Yeah.
the message they've been getting has been crystal clear. Not only is your violence acceptable, it's expected. And if you get caught, a pardon is on the table for you. And so it should not shock us when this past week that message was received. We witnessed the shocking act of political violence in Minnesota, where State Representative Melissa Hortman and her husband were assassinated in their home by a man dressed up as a police officer, driving a vehicle modeled completely after a police cruiser. Not only did he murder them, he also attempted to murder Democratic State Senator John Hoffman and his wife. And in his vehicle, he had a list of, was it 70 targets, all Democrats. And before his identity was known, there were Republicans online making all manner of comments because he served on some board that was technically appointed by Walz. But I think all of us knew the profile of this guy because it is the same profile over and over and over again. It is why white radicalized evangelical men are the number one domestic terrorist threat in America. And we have to confront this reality, but this is the inevitable result of the kind of rhetoric we have been hearing. And even in the aftermath of this appalling assassination, what did we get? We did not get a unifying national moment. We did not get grace and grief from the White House. We got some of the most appalling comments by people like Mike Lee. And it is hard to fathom the depths of evil that in the aftermath of something so horrific, what you have is mockery and jokes. And there's Mike Lee should resign. And more than that, he should be driven out of office by his own party if there was a shred of decency in them.
Yeah, it really is. It's extraordinary. There was the official statement from the White House right after shortly after the news conference that Governor Walz and the other law enforcement officials held. That was while Trump was at his parade. But then, of course, Trump reverted to form shortly afterward and wouldn't call the governor of the state who worked with Melissa Hortman. She was the top-ranking Democrat in the House for the Minnesota legislature, longtime leader, well-respected, well-regarded, bipartisan, a person who was devoted to trying to find common sense solutions across the aisle, and while also defending, the progressive vision that Minnesota has about how committed the people in that state are to community, to neighbors, to neighborliness, to basically helping each other in the face of this rising extremism from the Republican Party. And as you point out, Nadine, it wasn't just the president who then, issued a slur against Walz ridiculously and refused to call him, but there was also Mike Lee and others. And Mike Lee, not only did he try to blame the assassination on Marxism, which is just stupid. Like, it's just literally one of the stupidest things anyone ever wrote on Twitter. And that's actually saying a lot. But then, he then tried to blame it on Walz. As if he thought it was funny. And I saw someone else did an analysis that conveyed that Mike Lee is on Twitter, posts like 1,000 times or more a month on Twitter. It's like he's addicted to Twitter. And he got millions of views for those hateful tweets and tens of thousands of likes, basically 17,000, 18,000 likes on each of those tweets. Then Sunday, after it's unequivocally clear that this is a MAGA guy, the guy who's been accused, who was pictured on camera with his, mask and his car and all the other things that point directly to him. This guy is a MAGA supporter, that he's anti-choice. He's, vehemently anti-abortion,
anti-trans, anti-LGBT.
Anti. Mike Lee retweets Elon Musk claiming that the left is violent, and retweeting an outrageous claim by an instigator, still blaming the left for these murders, these vile murders. And then Mike Lee on Sunday, after around the time that he posts a Father's Day thing, he posts that that's a fact check. This is true, when it was not true. And then it took him another couple days to take it down. But I don't think he's apologized. And actually, I don't think any apology is adequate. I think he revealed his character in unvarnished form. I think he should resign. He was just reelected by the people of Utah, so he's not up again for a couple of years. But I think that the people of Utah really should remove him from office and banish him from public life.